According to a recent report from Matrixport, Ordinals NFT built on blockchain could be one of the hottest investments for 2023 and beyond, and could kickstart the next bull run for this billion-dollar token. But what is Ordinals? Can we invest in Ordinals, and what is the best way to do it through this year? Everything's going to get discussed in this video, but nothing
I say is financial advice. Always do your own research before investing any money.
Let's get into it, guys. If you have been around for a little bit now, you'll understand what NFT means. It means non-fungible token. And a non-fungible token means effectively a token that you can't copy. Now, yes, I can screenshot like I have done for these images. It doesn't mean that I actually own these images. The actual image themselves is connected to the blockchain, which means it can't be tampered or altered by anyone else. And the ownership is dictated through a trustless service where someone buys from someone else, and that transaction automatically happens through a smart contract on the blockchain. Typically, this happens on the Ethereum network, but the granddaddy of crypto, Bitcoin, which has been around since its inception in 2008, has now launched an NFT project called Ordinals, built on Bitcoin. And this is one of the most talked about projects right now in crypto. And these pictures you can see in front of us are ordinal NFTs. So what's all the hype about? Now, one of the original NFTs, Rare Pepe, is this frog picture here. And you've probably seen this floating around in crypto circles before. But it's not just one of the oldest internet memes. He's also one of the oldest NFTs. And after Pepe was briefly associated with the alt-right, Web3 reclaimed the meme. Now, there are other NFT projects that have gained far more hype and excitement, such as the Bored Ape Yacht Club, such as CryptoPunks. But if we can look down here to this particular Pepe here, it sold at Sotheby's auction house in London for $3.6 million. And you read that correct. This picture was $3.6 million that someone purchased. And you're probably wondering, why do people buy NFTs for that much money? I don't really have an answer for you. I think that's a deep psychological question for lots of people, but maybe it's just a kind of a show of wealth. People have got lots of money right now, and they have lots of money to spend on things that maybe they don't need to, and this is a great way to show just how wealthy you are. But today we're talking all about ordinals. So what exactly are ordinals? Well, they're a new thing taking Bitcoin by storm. Back in February, inscriptions using ordinals passed 100,000 users as users flooded the network with images, video games, and other content. Ordinals inscriptions, similar to NFTs, are digital assets inscribed on a Satoshi, which is basically what make up Bitcoin. Bitcoin made of many millions of Satoshis, which is kind of like a cent to a dollar, which is the lowest denomination of a Bitcoin. Inscribing on Satoshis named after the pseudonyms creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, is possible thanks to a Taproot upgrade launched on the Bitcoin network back in 2021. So what's cool about these tokens is they are then linked onto the blockchain forevermore. So what's next for them could be an interesting thing. Are they just a phase, or are they around to stay? The race is on to develop more seamless methods of inscribing onto Bitcoin wallets and make it possible to view the Bitcoin NFTs once they are created. And there's various different platforms you can use, such as Gamma, here in order to go and do your own inscriptions onto Bitcoin Satoshis. Now, as we look to find more ways to use the Bitcoin blockchain, because typically in the past it's just been considered to be a store of value, like a digital gold, possibly we can see more things coming out of it. So there's a new cryptocurrency about called Stacks. Let's find out what it is and how it works. Well, have you ever asked yourself why there are so many different cryptocurrencies out there with new ones being made all the time? Well, one answer is that many of them are trying to address the shortcomings of Bitcoin. BTC may be the most secure blockchain out there, but it simply can't handle many features like privacy and smart contracts functionally. But what if it could? It can't do that because its transactions per second are extremely limited, very slow because of the way it's processed. And this is why you've got like Ethereum coming in and all these other cryptocurrencies that are always trying to feature different ways to make Bitcoin better, or make a different coin kind of with the shortfalls of Bitcoin. So what is Stacks? Well, Stacks is a cryptocurrency project that seeks to unlock the full potential of the Bitcoin blockchain by bringing smart contracts and decentralized applications to Bitcoin. Originally known as Blockstacks, but rebranded to Stacks in 2020, the project was designed as a layer 1 solution that uses Bitcoin as a base layer. The platform is powered by Stacks STX token, which fuels the execution of smart contracts, the processing of transactions, and the registration of new digital assets. Now, Bitcoin itself is kind of held by many maxis or Bitcoin maxis who believe that Bitcoin is the only one true cryptocurrency and everything else is pretty much obsolete. Because Bitcoin itself has never had any issues. Like other cryptocurrencies, it's never been hacked, it's never been tampered with. It's kind of simple but brilliantly technical in that it is like the perfect model. It's ultimately very, very decentralized. It works completely autonomously and it will never have any requirement for anyone else's input other than people providing it with mining. But obviously they're rewarded for doing that. And ultimately it's a deflationary model. So Bitcoin itself is expected to just continue its growth towards the moon and becoming more and more valuable all the time, as we see the rest of the global currencies or fiat currencies starting to struggle through overinflation and other economic problems. So you're probably aware that NFTs have been popular on Ethereum, but they're kind of different from the way that ones on Bitcoin work, because Bitcoin's ones are actually inscribed onto the actual tokens within the Bitcoin chain. Bitcoin itself is a currency, so it's kind of like having a physical coin, okay, like a pound coin in the UK, and going to one of those machines where you press a button and it changes it into something else. Okay, this is kind of like a similar concept in a way, in a very basic description of what this is. Whereas an NFT created on the Ethereum network isn't the same as creating it onto an Ethereum token. The Ethereum tokens are used to support the purchases and whatever of that NFT, but the NFT itself is a smart contract that's held on the Ethereum blockchain. Now we can see here from CoinDesk coverage of Ordinals has ranged from how it has led to a resurgence in Bitcoin's development, how it might have accidentally fixed Bitcoin's security budget, and how it can potentially lift the entire crypto ecosystem. The high praise for the seemingly innocuous addition to Bitcoin. The news might have you wondering, how do these things work? Now, what's cool about this is it gives individual Satoshis a bit of individual meaning by being able to change what they are, because effectively all of the currency is just kind of stored on the blockchain and it doesn't really mean anything. And if we are one day going to be left with just a single currency that is Bitcoin and nothing else, it'd be a little bit boring. So kind of like an interesting way to upgrade the blockchain and make it a bit more interesting going into the future. So in summary, Ordinals NFTs are helping to revitalize the Bitcoin blockchain. They're slightly different from the Ethereum NFTs in that they're encrypted directly onto Satoshis on the Bitcoin network, unlike Ethereum-based NFTs that you can find over on OpenSea. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, hit the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, you want to learn more about NFTs, Web3, crypto, and much, much more, then make sure you hit subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.